Hello, welcome Mini Bloks. You're watching Mini Bloks vlogs. This is the floor. Spider-Man's over there. I didn't put him up because this one felt like a relevant thing to keep it to relevant based things. And today we are going to be talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line from Mega Construx. You might have noticed that this past month I have been focusing on just Mighty Morphin content because it just happened to be brand new toys and then brand new video game. And then obviously in March is the new film. But because Mega Construx just like relaunched Mega Construx at the end of last year, and then they just showed up all these new sets just like immediately, and I lost my mind and I could import them all, and so I imported them all. And the only one that you couldn't import was the Megazord. I bought all these off of Amazon.com. They sent them across straight to the UK, which was perfect. I love Amazon.com for doing things like that. And that's something I only found out toward the end of last year, and I could have saved myself some money from buying some of my turtle sets by buying them off of Amazon rather than extortionate prices on eBay. I didn't pay extortionate prices, but I did have to wait a long time and pay a little bit more. And so in hindsight, now that I know Amazon do it, that's going to be my go-to. Anyway, so these were shipped across. The only thing they didn't do is the Megazord. So they released the Megazord, and then you had the Saber-Tooth Tiger, Transformers Rex, the Blue Ranger Battle, which is your Triceratops construction set, and Billy and Goldar, and then the Command Center play set. So 5 sets so far. So I bought them all across and I've been opening them all up, and so that's kind of dominated my month, and it therefore made lots of sense to do that. They launched Mega Construx, they launched some new toys for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was one of the main things I wanted from 2017, was more original Mighty Morphin based things. And if anything was going to do it justice for me as a fan, would have been Mega Bloks, now Mega Construx. Don't know if I'm a massive fan of that or not, time will tell. Which of course more or less resembles my opinions on that. But before we get into talking about my opinions on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Construx sets, I have an announcement. That's a drum roll. Ta-da! I bought it. I got the Megazord from Mega Construx, so therefore I now own all of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Construx line. This lovely gem is sold in England from very.co.uk. So anyone out there in England that wants to try and pick this up, I'm going to put it across on the Facebook groups. But that's it, you know. I can't buy it from America.com. I can't buy it. I can buy it from Mattel themselves for $60 shipping, so $80 odd, so 80 quid to buy it, which is ridiculous when it's really a £30 toy. Or you can try and risk it and buy it from somewhere like an eBay, either ebay.co.uk or ebay.com, and ship it across, but it's expensive. And then all of a sudden, just from Googling Mega Construx Power Rangers, I find that very.co.uk are selling the Megazord. Of all places, they're selling the Megazord, although Very is actually linked to shopdirect.com, which has just won Best Online Retailer 2017. Must be 2016 or 2017 awards for the year before. I don't know how the toy industry works, like to that extent. So there you go. I will be opening up the Megazord at some point in the future. If you want to see that, let me know. I'll do it sooner than later. So what do I think? What do I think of, you know, I'm fairly sure that the Megazord's going to probably be my favorite. He looks awesome. I like the fact that that's your figure. So this is your figure, and you can fit them inside his chest plate, which means that his chest plate's about that big, which means he must be about that sort of tall. I can't wait to put him together and see what he looks like amongst all of my set. So therefore I might actually do him sooner rather than later, just because that'll be really cool. So I think the Megazord's going to probably take my favorite. You can add to him by using parts of the T-Rex and parts of the Saber-Tooth Tiger. There's a picture on the back for that. I'm fairly sure it'll go into more detail in the instruction pamphlet. I don't know if I'm as big a fan of that or not as big a fan of that than I would have expected to be a fan of. I think the main consensus though, realistically, which if you've been watching my videos, I've said it every single time, it's great that a license of 20 plus years ago is getting brand new toys in 2017 as part of a brand new launch from Mega Construx. That's fantastic. I'm fairly sure they're going to be doing some movie tie-in toys for the new reboot. But to get like original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys, it's fantastic, really, for 2017. So in some aspects, I feel like I can't really complain. However, it's just such a shame they didn't go a little bit further with it. You can get the 20th anniversary set, and they're practically exactly the same as these, just slight variations difference, and I think the helmet patterns are painted a bit better. But when you see what they can do with Turtles, you can see what they've done with the Turtles film, the Collector's series, when you look at the Destiny playsets, I mean, those Destiny figures are meticulously detailed. They could have done something so much better with the Power Ranger license that really spoke to me as a fan. I know when they used to make the new Power Ranger toys, they had this style, that sort of style of figure, so it's very sort of child friendly rather than collector looking, which is kind of a shame, because I feel like they could have really taken it up another level. What came before is fair enough, but I feel like when you've got the chance to do it again, because they seem to drop the Power Ranger license, I don't know what happened there, but they've got them back anyway, or at least it went dormant for the Switch round. But it feels like they could have easily jumped straight back in and done something a little bit better, because when you look at the playsets you get for the Mega Bloks Ninja Turtles, they're not these big, plain, bulky looking pieces that just make it look super child friendly, which I guess is no bad thing, but your audience for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is 30-year-olds like myself, who's 29 by the way, but 30 this year. So I mean, some kids will probably buy it and love it, but it speaks to a collector as of someone who's a nerd of that era. So it is a shame that they are so simplistic looking. So rather than just keep talking about being disappointed, let's look on the positives of when you get them stood next to each other. The T-Rex, the saber-toothed tiger, the Triceratops, they kind of look cool. You can put the Rangers together, you can see who they are, and I do like it. I am happy with it. It's just like, you know that they're capable of this, and yet they chose to make this. And it's like, but if you just made this, think of how awesome that would have been. But they've got to be running through the fact that if you're going to have like different molded helmets per character, you know, it's going to start becoming less cost effective, where if they just had one blob and they just changed the color palette and just put a design on the helmet, that's got to be so much more cost effective. You know, your money's going to be saved in that. So I can understand from a business perspective why they did it, and it doesn't necessarily need to be done to a higher level. Plus, if anyone out there is a collector of the old Power Ranger playsets, then to have a playset of the Mighty Morphin run that's like immediately higher quality seems out of place. So that's that. Pros and cons, really. It's pros and cons is what it all comes down to. I think the playsets could have been cooler, but you know, this is the first 5 things that they've done. So let's see what else they do, and let's see where it goes from there. Again, the Megazord looks freaking cool, so I'm at least happy regardless. And once you put them all together, you can look at them as a set, and I'm fairly sure that you'll be pleased, like I'll be pleased, like anyone else will be pleased. Which brings me to, what do I want to see in the future? Now, again, any more playsets of this manner is going to be good. You can also get the blind bag run, which features Lord Zed, Pink Ranger, Green and White Ranger, which I really can't wait to get, but unfortunately the shields are painted onto the body rather than them actually having physical shields, which, you know, Goldar's got shoulder pads. They could put a shield on, and instead it's like he is in the Megazord one with the Red Ranger with the shield, which is a bit of a cop-out, really. But how many more playsets can you make? Clearly, I imagine they're going to make a Pterodactyl, a Mastodon, So therefore you're going to end up with another Black Ranger and another Pink Ranger, so therefore you've already got duplicates. There's going to be problems there, because I don't think there's really much variance that you can do. With the Turtles and newer figures, newer toy lines, they've made sure that whatever set they're releasing or whatever thing they're doing, each figure is different, whereas the Power Rangers, unfortunately, they always look like that. So like the Red Ranger, apart from that one variant, is going to look like the Red Ranger, Black Ranger is going to look like the Black Ranger. You can't really escape it, and that's no bad thing, but you're going to end up with a lot of bundled repeat figures. So I don't know how they're going to get around that, and what they're going to do for Series 2 with the blind bags, if they do one. I guess you could do like a Rita Repulsa, and I guess you could do some of the monsters and the villains and things, and so you can pad it out in that way. But I think they're going to run out of steam a little bit pretty quickly. So what do I actually want to see from Mega Construx? So what I want is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers classic. Now the Ninja Turtles, the classic series, is based on the 80s cartoon, whereas your current run is your Nickelodeon, and then you've got your film. And then you also got your classics, Eastman and Laird ones, based on the original comic book style, the whole black and white thing. Perfect, right? So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Classic could be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. So it'd only be like a small set, but like the original Power Rangers movie, so therefore their costumes were more armored and they had a bit more definition to them. So figures that went from being like, this is your regular Power Rangers, like your Turtles, who have no articulation in the arms and legs, although they look cooler than these guys, no offense. But like the classics lines, they've got like overdone articulation. It's awesome. You've got the movements in the elbows, in the knees. They've got cool little colored bands and things all over them. They look phenomenal. The classics line for the Turtles is perfect. So I feel like if they did a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Classic based on the movie, the original movie, they could actually mold the character helmets and mold like a Lord Zed and a Rita. And then you could do your Ivan Ooze and your Oozmen and your Tengu Warriors. It would be brilliant. You know, it would absolutely be brilliant. I would be out of my mind. And then you could do a Series 1, which would be the Rangers themselves, the 5 Rangers. And then, of course, you got them in the Ninjetti outfits. And you've got the original Zords, the Ninja Zord, and yeah, exactly, the Ninja Megazord, and then the Ninja Zords. And you got the Ivan Ooze, the Ivan Ooze, and his Metamorphicans. There's lots of options in that. Admittedly, you're going to hit a level cap fairly quickly, but I feel like that would be a brilliant thing to do, is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, classic Mega Construx line, where they actually up the scale and build lots of really awesome figures and really cool detail. And that'd be something I would be immensely excited for. Of course, in the style of these ones, the time you're going to get into doing the White Ranger and the Green Ranger, so therefore the White Tiger Zord and the Dragon Zord, I can't wait. Bulk and Skull! I just thought you could do a Bulk and Skull. I suppose you could do plainclothes Power Rangers. That's not a bad idea for a blind bag, or even for like a repetitive Zord or something like that. So rather than having the Black Ranger with the Mastodon, you could just have Zack with the Mastodon. So that'd be pretty cool. So these are some ideas. I'll put you in the video, Mega Bloks. Just do what I say, and then things will be back to cool. Things are already cool. Thank you for Power Rangers toys in 2017. So when they actually get around to doing the reboot toys for the Power Rangers reboot in March, I assume they will be seeing sets for that relatively quickly. I sort of feel like they'd probably be better off upping the scale of that one, because if they were like this, I think that would downplay how detailed the new film's trying to be, and like how sort of modern and grown up it's looking. So I feel like for the toys for that one, they're going to have to up the scale and make it a bit more, not like Destiny, but they're going to have to put a bit more of a finesse to it. So I feel like if they did a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Classics line based on the original film on the same styling, then they can do some cool off plays with those sets. But what do you think? What do you think to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Construx toy lines? Are you happy? Are you disappointed? What do you want? Do you love the idea of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie classic line like I do? Because that would just be phenomenal. And what do you think they're going to do with the new film? Let me know in the comments down below, or for a more direct way to get in touch with me or discuss things with me directly, you can send me a question over at Mini Bloks Questions on mbq@mail.com. But for everything else, Power Rangers, thanks for watching. Thank you very much for watching my video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to stay up the latest from my channel. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest under Mini Bloks. What else would it be? And if you want to see some more Power Rangers content, you can find me unboxing and constructing the Blue Ranger battle set from Mega Construx over Mini Bloks Unbox. Want to see me battle Aretha Repulsor in the brand new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle game for the PlayStation 4? You can find that over at Mini Bloks Plays. But for everything else, Power Rangers, Zords, Megazords, Triceratops, Zords, Dinosaurs, make sure to keep it locked to Mini Bloks.